Antics TV.
So, do you guys kind of agree with that, or
In general, in the mainstream, you mean?
I think it's kind of been happening over the last few years, really.
Yeah.
You've got all these like indie bands that are using synthesizers and stuff like on stage, and
All the things we had to
The
we
work.
spent so long justifying
Yeah.
at the beginning.
and now it's
comment.
okay and it's kind of like normal. And then you've got mainstream artists like, well, there's loads of them, but you know, Madonna or Kylie or whatever, that it's very electronic, and so yeah, it is quite acceptable now. Really, it's nothing like nothing particularly new. But when we were doing it, it kind of, I think it scared people.
Oh, it scared the rockists
Yeah.
at the
do you,
beginning.
do you feel like you guys were a part of that push, and has it affected your direction now?
Well, I suppose there's certain things that we were doing that probably, that made sense to us 8 years ago, and but unless you don't want to just replicate that because something's become fashionable or somehow come into the mainstream, you go, no, you don't want to replicate it for that reason. You just have to keep making the records that you want to make. So we've developed, over time, tried to not stand still, But I think the albums, if you listen to them as as a whole rather than in isolation, it makes sense to how we've evolved. Like the beginning is a very much bedroom production. The second album was a kind of refined version of that. The third one was sonically, way wider, way more expansive. And the new one, I feel like, is the most. I think it's the most definitive album. Like, if people were only going to hear one record that we did, I'd definitely give them this one.
What do you want to stay with them?
But I suppose most people come and see us and they find it. A lot of people are surprised by how heavy it is.
And as well, I think a lot of people, a lot of our fans over here got into this kind of like 604 light and magic, and so they're sometimes a little bit surprised, by how, like, it does rock out a bit, on various songs. So, and we always used to push like the older songs a bit, like kind of further than what they were on record, just so that they hit people more, like, it's more
The people who've
direct.
seen us like a few times, maybe, the people who've kind of been there since the beginning, they saw us evolve. So, when we started playing the second album. So it's not a shock to them. I think it's where you go somewhere, you go somewhere and play to someone who's never seen you live, and the only album they've heard is like Magic or something, then they might be a bit freaked out by it. Hopefully in a good way.
Yeah, hopefully pleasantly surprised.